And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Final Fantasy XII, the Zodiac Age Struggle for Freedom. Last time, we got Basha to join our party, and now we'll have to meet up with Balthea and Fran.
A lot of kids lost their parents in the war.
Excuse me.
Mine...
I hope you're in it for the long haul, folks. So this is going to be one of the few long parts I'll be doing here.
I'm sorry. I didn't know.
Pretty much here, okay. I did get some recent feedback to how my parts could be a little bit longer because there is so much to do. The thing is that just to offer a little bit of an explanation, in case I have not read the comment section. The reason why I keep parts short because I like to kind of break them up into points where after one thing happens, then I can move it on to the next thing.
I see that now.
The thing is also too is that I don't want to just be yapping around by myself for an hour, especially if I'm gonna be saying, especially if over half of it's gonna be the same repetitive stuff. So I try to break it up to make it flow a little bit better for me.
And he was right.
But are there going to be long parts? Yeah, there will be some long parts. Like this one's going to be a long part right now. This one's going to be like almost an hour long. And that's because we do have quite a bit to do. We do have quite a bit to do here, for lack of a better word. And plus the other thing is that I don't have anybody to really commentate on this stuff with me, so I'm just doing this by myself. So if you see moments of silence from me, I'm either trying to remain silent for the CG cutscenes, or if I ran out of things to say. So, anyways, I'll be showing off this just once, though I believe. You can just go to the clan hall, and then for every few bosses you defeat, you can talk to Montblanc, and he'll just give you some random rewards. There will be missions for you to take on since you are a member of his clan. However, those missions are harder than your typical the typical side mission. So I would back off on that at least for now. I would also wait until you at least have a guest party member, because having more allies means you have more sources of damage. I would also wait until you're a little bit leveled up too, with some proper equips and spells and whatnot, because there are some monsters out there that some of them are just easy to find. Others you have to do some very specific things in order to lure that monster out. I mean, we'll get to as we go along here, and there are other side quests as well. It doesn't involve monster hunting. That we can, well, what am I kidding? They all involve monster hunt, but not mission based exactly. Like you have to take a mission from Montblanc, or you see a bill that was posted in a tavern somewhere.
As I said, a misunderstanding.
Misunderstanding? What I am understanding is they took Pinello because of you.
What? What about Pinello?
Oh, Vaughn. They've taken Pinello. And there was a note for this Balthea. Come to the Bhujerba Mines, it said.
It's Begamnon. He was in Albina.
If anything were to happen to that sweet child while I have her parents' memory to consider, you're going to go to her aid, and that's that. That's what you Sky Pirates do, isn't it?
I don't respond well to orders. You do know that the Imperial fleet is massing at Bhujerba?
Fine, then I'll go. You at least have an airship, don't you? Just get me there and I'll find Pinello myself.
I'll join you.
Huh?
I have some business there as well.
An audience with the Marquis, by chance?
Balthea, just take us, and this is yours.
The guards are toying with us.
Make yourselves ready. We leave soon.
Right.
Okay, so now that our mission is clear, we have to rescue Pinello, who has been taken hostage by the Banga crew that wants Balthea's head. But before we do leave, though, for Bhujerba, we are going to take on the Wraith. This enemy in particular likes to use Doom a lot, and he'll Doom on all your party members. So if you don't have a healthy amount of Phoenix Downs, I don't think you should be taking on this hunt just now. He also does take a while for him to. It does take a while for him to take down that side boss, so don't be surprised if it does take you a little bit. But nonetheless, you know, we gotta level up our characters here, since we did get some JP along the way, back from Navalda Fortress to Rabanastre. Alright, cool. So, it also is good to note that you can equip the Iron Hammer for Bosch if you... Here's the thing about axes and hammers. I don't know if I went over this in the last video or not, but I'll go over it again here. Axes and hammers the damage itself is random. It is determined by the weapon power as well as the attack strength of the character wielding the weapon. That'll determine how high or low your damage output's gonna be. All right, so we're back here in Low Town here. We have to talk to this girl here, who's trying to cheer up a Sikh afraid of the Wraith. So we have to go kill the Wraith. The Wraith boss fight itself is not terribly hard. It's just that as long as you have Phoenix Downs with you, I think you'll be fine. He can also inflict poison on you too. So definitely bring in, a healthy amount of antidotes with you. Yeah, just making sure also that my gamut slots are all set to go here. Alright, so now we make our way towards Storehouse 5, which I for some reason completely missed, because I got a little bit tripped up there for a second. That's alright though. Alright, now on to Storehouse 5. There we are. The same entry, well, somewhat the same entry to go in order to get to the Gramsite Waterway, except this time we're taking the exit, basically. Where we could have gotten, to if Vane had not caught us. Anyways, here's the Wraith, though. Yeah, Doom actually hits every single member in every single member on your team here. So it's basically race against the clock. So you can see right here, Bosch's damage with the hammer is very inconsistent. That's because, again, if you're using axes and hammers, you gotta really get that high attack power and that high strength in order for the rolls to be really high. Because otherwise, you're going to get consistently low damage. So I don't recommend you equip it at this point. If you are going to equip a hammer or an axe, I would equip the late game items for much later. You also may have noticed too that Bosch was able to counter. That's because if you gave him the battle harness, he will have a chance to counterattack any physical attack. So you see right there, if you don't revive your party members soon, then everyone else will go down. So you want to be quick on the draw with your Phoenix Downs. Plus, thankfully, Phoenix Downs are actually quite good here, as they don't just leave you in critical and then you just instantly die again. I hate when Final Fantasy games do that. You go for a Phoenix down, you have like a tiny bit of health left, and you just go down again. I hate that. It just prolongs the fight, or prolongs your defeat further. Okay, Sleep and Doom is also another nasty combo right here, because you're just going to sleep, and then you just wake up dead. So that's particularly a nasty combo. I find it interesting that guns don't really do a lot of damage to ghosts here. I mean, I guess it's not. I guess it's a projectile weapon. It wouldn't do as much damage, but I don't know. I just thought I've always found it to be a tad bit odd. I guess. So once again, you just gotta keep up the Phoenix down spam, and I think you'll be fine. Again, as long as you just don't run out of them, as long as you don't run out of them, the Wraith shouldn't be that much of a problem. Of course, what is a problem though is the fact that you still have to keep constantly healing in order to get yourself out of danger here. You could open this up with the Quickening to take the boss down further. If you like to get the early lead here. Of course, you may have to change your games from time to time if, especially in France kids, if you just ran out of MP. Just gotta get it with a few more whacks, and then we would be good to go. Alright, just a little bit more. Come on. And down he goes. Alright. The Wraith has been vanquished. Excuse me. Okay. Yeah, for some reason, I don't know why I couldn't talk to a traveling merchant right there. I find it interesting that the description here says it contains 2 potions, but the game decides to give me 5. I'm not sure if that's like a little typo that Eternal might have to fix, or is there nothing you can really do about it. But anyways, once you're done, just talk to Milha again, and then she'll give you the reward. Yeah, human giving birth to a Sikh. That would have been a disgusting image, actually. Anyways, we got the Gauntlets. The Gauntlets, what that does is it boosts your defense if you're in critical health. Alright, so this dusty little letter here, that's actually part of a optional side quest you can do later in the game. It may not be relevant right now, but will be relevant later on. So you definitely want to hold on to this. And you can tackle it at a later point in the game. So we don't have to worry about it. But at least we got the prerequisite for it. Alright, back out the rabbit nest that we go. This is the point now. This would be the point now that, unless you want to take out the Wraith later, this would be the point now that you have nothing else better to do in Rabanastre, so you might as well go on to Bhujerba. And when you do go to Bhujerba, you will not be allowed to leave Bhujerba for quite some time. There was a part of Rabanastre I did not explore, but we won't be able to get to that, for a while. So I'm just saving my game here. I believe I do this because I want to get rid of the Doom status effects on my party members. I believe I did. Yeah, I believe that's why I did that. Alright, and when you're ready, you gotta go talk to Balthier, and then you'll be moving on to the next part of the game.
This is the Stroud. She airship enough for you?
The Straw. You really are a sky pirate.
Well, the headhunters seem to think so. What's a good word? Is she ready?
So is she armed? How fast is she? Could she take the Ifrit?
I suppose I could tell you, but... wouldn't you rather see for yourself?
Yeah.
Fran, our course.
The shortest way is over Dorstones.
How flies Bhujerba?
Oh, she's free as can be, for now. The Empire took notice when they announced the princess's unfortunate suicide and your untimely execution.
If it becomes known that I'm alive, the Marquis will lose their favor.
I will try to steer clear of such things. Right, it's time to fly. And no wagging tongues or you'll like to bite them off.
I'm coming, Penello.
You've seen to her feeding, yes?
I have, my brother. She eats well.
See that she does. We need her alive. Balthier's bait must be fresh.
I keep trying to tell you. I barely even know who Balthier is.
My brother, a message come from Rabanastre. The Strahl, she set sail. She makes straight for the sky city of Bhujerba. Barely know, was it? Yet Alatracy goes bounding off for you. Tell me, how could that be?
That's what I'd like to know. I just met him that one time and that's
Does
it.
that tongue never stop? What if we plucked it from your head? As for you, we need Balthier alive. His corpse fetches but half the bounty. A tender beaten, my specialty.
There's no fun for it if we can't tease out a scream or two.
Where are you?
All right. After a few minutes of the cutscenes, we're finally going to make it to Bhujerba, the second city in the game, quote unquote. And I say quote unquote. You can technically visit Nalbina earlier if you wanted to. So I guess Bhujerba would be the third city you visit if you decide to go all your way earlier. I don't know. I probably could have gone to Nalbina just to visit the place, but I would have not gone any further than that, considering the monsters further on Nalbina would be way too overpowered for me at that point. But alas, in terms of the plot, the second city you should be visiting is Bhujerba.
Easy.
No good, he's not here. Keep searching. This way.
You're a dead man. Don't forget it. And no names.
Of course.
Alright, so before anything else, you do want to tag this crystal. And as the message says right there, strong mist prevent you from teleportation. Again, basically, once you get to Bhujerba, you're not going to be able to leave for a while, as the game would tell you. So you always want to make note of that, but by the time you go to Bhujerba.
The Aleutian Mines are just up ahead. Though, I do hear there's not much left there these days.
You're on your way to the mines? Then please allow me to accompany you. I have an errand to attend to there.
What manner of errand?
What errand? I might ask the same of you.
Right. Come on then.
What?
Excellent.
Do me a favor and stay where I can keep my eye on you. Should be less trouble that way.
For us both.
So what's your name?
Oh, I'm Lamont.
Don't worry. I don't know what's in that mine, Lamont, but you're in good hands. Right, Bosch?
So much for keeping Bosch's name a secret. Well, I guess this nice guy, this nice boy wouldn't spread his word to everyone. Wouldn't open his mouth for everyone, I should say. Alright, so this Lamont, he's an interesting character. As you can see here, he has shades of black. What that does is it can cast any random black magic spell in the game. That includes the strongest ones, like Flare and Scathe. So needless to say, if you're at this point and you want to level grind, yeah, keep him in your party for a while. Without advancing plot, of course. No, like literally, you can switch out your party members back and forth and just grind as much as you like. Because Shades of Black, at least from my experience anyway, is actually quite good. Oh, and in the Firefly accessory, I actually took another look at it. It doesn't negate experience gain like it did in the original version of the game. It just adds, I think it just adds stats to your physical and magic attack. It's a small amount, but I guess it helps. Alright, I think I can go ahead and sell off the old equipment here. I don't know why I took so long to contemplate whether or not I should be doing that. But This is something available stuff you can grab here. Thankfully, I did get the mage helmet, the top copy hat, and the Kill 'em Weaves shirt, and the Nalbana Fortress, I believe it was, the dungeon there, the undeads. Good thing I managed to snag those early. That should save me quite a few gil here. Of course, if you've been looting as much as I have, you shouldn't have any trouble purchasing anything in Bhujerba. So you are going to need those upgrades if you're ever going to want to enter the next dungeon. Now we go in the weapon shop and we're going to buy some more upgrades. Osafoon, we don't exactly have a class that can equip that, so you don't even have to bother with that. Broadaxe, I already got the Iron Hammer, which I think is already better at this point. You can buy Balthier the Spear. Goodbye to the Javelin, of course. And I don't think we can need more than one oaken pole, so out it goes as well. Crossbows are, I recall, pretty useless here. Aside from when you get the aside from maybe when you get the ammunition that can inflict disable on an enemy. But other than that, there are way better options to inflict statuses on enemies, so I wouldn't even bother. Cherry Staff is just there just in case of arrows don't do enough damage for you. I believe there are staffs later in the game, or am I thinking rods, that really bump up your magic attack. I think both of them do it, actually. And that was me contemplating for a second. Wait a second. There was one NPC I could have ran by earlier that I could have bought a map from. And then, after enough pondering here, staring at this wall, I finally realized that, hey, I know where it is. I just haven't found him yet. As a matter of fact, he's straight ahead. There he is. He's right by the armor shop. You can buy the maps here. Technically, you could cover them yourselves, but it's just easier to simply just buy the maps. They're pretty cheap, and it's not like you can't make that kind of money back, anyways. You also do want to buy. There'll be a new technique available here. Well, actually, wait, before we get to that, we're gonna get to the magic shop. And I think, yep, all that's available is just Shell and Protect, which we won't be able to get for a while, I don't think. Although those kind of spells are actually pretty nice, especially against really tough bosses. And I have a feeling we are going to need that in conjunction with upgrade cure spells later on. And that was me contemplating that if there was any techniques worth available. And I believe this is where you can get the charge technique. Charge, what that does is, if you're low on MP, or if you're at 0, there's a chance that you can restore some of your MP back up. However, if you fail, then your MP gets reset back to 0. So it's like one of those things where it's like an ether, but it's not exactly a reliable ether. And I think all there's left is just the Gamut shop, which you could visit. You don't have to worry about which Gamut shop you visit, though, because pretty much all the games available Gamuts are going to be there for you to buy. So it wouldn't really matter all too much, I don't think, when you get them. But you will want them eventually. At least for some of them. Everything else, if you have very specific strategies that you want to use these gambits for, then go ahead and utilize them. Because the thing with the gambit system, it can be fun to come up with some unique strategies with it, but it does take a lot of trial and error basically to get them going. Especially if some gambits are just too specific, too situational. Of course, if you go to the street vendor, I advise you actually grab a few items here. Just in case things go a little haywire. Got 99 potions, got 14 high potions. I think we'll be just fine. I'm sure if anything, potions will be pretty irrelevant later. Just organizing some stuff at the moment. Yeah, I was actually a bit confused. I was a bit confused at first about the Firefly because I thought it just simply negate experience gain in case you don't want to level up your guys too much, but nope, it just increases your strength and magic power. Oh yeah, I can't wait till I get Brawler here on this guy. Although, getting the extra HP is also very nice too. Decisions. Alright, now, we already made through basically a little over the first half of this video. And now we get to the second half, which is basically just Aleutian Mines.
The Aleutian Mines, one of the richest veins in Ivalice.
Under Imperial Guard, no doubt.
Actually, no. With but few exceptions, the Imperial Army is not permitted within Bhujerba. Well, shall we proceed?
You will forgive me for asking, but you are diverting the purest of the Magicite.
I can assure you it reaches Lord Vane most discreetly.
Ha! You wear your saddle well.
Be that as it may, I have no intention of being bridled, Your Honor.
Then you prefer the whip? Stubbornness will see not only you broken, Excellency, but Bhujerba as well.
Lamont IV, the Marquis of Bhujerba. The Marquis served as mediator at the negotiations of Damascus' surrender. It would appear that he is somewhat less neutral now.
They say he's been helping the resistance.
They say many things.
You're certainly well informed. Who did you say you were again?
What difference does it make? We have to find Penelo.
And Penelo is your...
She's a friend. She was kidnapped and taken here.
Alright, so we're now exploring the Aleutian Mines. Now, the Aleutian Mines, like the Nalbina Fortress, the one beneath Nalbina Fortress, also has undead. But thankfully this time, though, because we do have Lamont in the party and has Shades of Black, it won't be that much of an issue. Plus, you can steal more of the bone fragments, which again sell for pretty decent money. What also makes Lamont pretty invaluable as a guest party member at this point is he has his spell Cura, which is an upgraded version of Cure, and he heals everyone in your party, which is really good. He also has a lot of MP too, so go nuts with them, really. Like this is actually one of those cases where you could level grind for quite a bit, and license point grind too, as well as loot grind. And you'd be coming off pretty well, actually. Pretty well leveled up if you decide to go out your way and grind. I'll be showing off one section of the map where you could just grind forever, which we'll get to in a bit. But yeah, this is why Shades of Black can be good. He either makes you the luckiest person alive or the unluckiest person alive, depending on what spell you get. Plus, it kind of takes the pressure off Fran, as you need to heal the party with Cure when Lamont can just do it with Cura. So that's another good thing. Yeah, I'm a bit surprised that the Skull Defendant actually had that much had that much HP. Actually, to be honest with you, they have nearly 1,000. Of course, another useful thing about Libra here, it can also detect traps. Like, see this little red light right there? If you were to step on it, for the most part, an explosion happens, or if you get hit with a nasty stats effect. There are sometimes good traps. I know it sounds redundant. I know it sounds contradictory, but there are good traps though that can actually restore your HP and your MP. You don't see them too often though. That's just the only thing. Although I do kind of wish the traps were a bit more apparent. Like what color indicates it is a dangerous trap, what color indicates it is a safe one. Or if there is, and I can hardly notice the difference. So, you know, business as usual, just steal from whoever you can. You see right there, the red one right there is an explosion trap that does do damage. The damage itself isn't always consistent though. Sometimes the explosion traps can be for minor damage, sometimes it can be for major damage. I don't know if that depends on the area as well. There's Scathe. And that's a powerful, powerful spell. And you don't want that to be reflected back onto you, because that would hurt a lot. Whack, whack, whack. Bash, bash, bash. Zap, zap, zap. And also occasionally switching up the party member too. I did try to do this little loop grind trick here, but then I just remember, oh wait, this isn't the right area to be doing it in. So I believe I do it in another train track where you can actually do the loop. You actually do the grinding. Not this one, but the next one coming up is where you can do it. course, those move fit around the Gambit slot. I unfortunately, though, realized a friend does not have charge. I was hoping I can combo that. At least I won't be able to combo that just yet. So, unfortunately, I had to do a little bit of time wastery right there. If you don't have anything you can combo a Gambit with, like no ability, you might as well just do something else with it. Cause I think otherwise what happens is that Gambit slot gets taken up, and that was just me calculating basically how many more abilities I need to get before I can get charge, and I won't be able to use charge for a while, guys. So you have to be a bit patient with me on that one. But if anything, if all else fails, just go for ally any Phoenix down. That way Fran can at least be on revival duty if she needs to be. And back to the monster hunting we go. And yeah, this is again why I like to keep my parts at least under half an hour at times. Is again because I don't really have too much to say at the moment. I mean, if I could occasionally go on an off-topic tangent, but it's just that again since I'm doing this by myself and I have no one else to talk to about other things, it makes it pretty hard for me to keep this video going long. Like it just doesn't justify it for me. I'm not saying I won't be doing a long part ever again, but this is again why I tend to keep part somewhat short, because I like splitting them up. I like splitting them up that way. Numerology. I guess there's something new I can talk about here. I don't remember exactly what numerology does. I don't really use the skill all that much. But I believe that, well, I'm actually gonna look this up right now. Let's see, what does even numerology do? Let's see here. Damage used in numerology is inflicted to all targets in range based on the number of hits the user achieves. It doubles the damage done each time, starting at 1 and getting higher as the player stacks hits, but it is inaccurate, making attain high levels of damage difficult. Numerology is one of the few attacks that can also break the damage limit. Every time the skill is used, damage doubles to a maximum of 2 to the 17th power, or 131,072 HP damage in a single hit. The 17th hit will always miss. All of the party use the same counter, and the count doesn't reset when loading a save game, meaning a patient player can manipulate the damage by reloading from the previous save whenever the hit misses. Let's see, what else is there about it? Numerology is also an AoE attack with a chance to hit nearby enemies, and the splash damage is twice as much as the original damage, making numerology potentially the most damaging single attack the player can get. Whenever the attack misses, and the counter sets to 0, some enemies are immune to numerology, but even in that case, the surrounding enemies can sustain splash damage as long as they are not immune as well. Okay, so that's basic numerology in a nutshell, folks. Let's see, how to achieve maximum damage in numerology. Oh, by the way, this is a track, by the way, where if you want to grind undead and continue to start a chain and get the loot and all that stuff, this is the place where you would be able to do it. So basically, with numerology, the damage goes up every time you land a hit with it. I would imagine that I would imagine that you have to get lucky with the RNG in order for numerology to even work. I never really used numerology in vanilla, so I never really tried it for myself. But I guess it could potentially be the strongest hit in the game. Excuse me. But yeah, this is where having Lamont in your party really helps, especially if you're going to be doing this grinding method right here. Where again, all you would really do is just run around the train track. Well, not around the train track, but you see this stair right there, where you could skip the train track. If you go back around and then go back to the beginning of the train track, the undead can just respawn, and you can just rinse. You can just rinse and repeat here. The beautiful thing about Shades of Black, in case you haven't noticed already, they don't cost you MP. It's a technique. So it makes Shades of Black really, really spammable here. Could have decided to switch up from Cure the Potion on Fran because I think Lamont's got the healing all covered up. And the thing about these undeads, though, just like in the previous dungeon, they don't stop respawning. Of course, I was checking for other spells he had. He also had Aqua. He also has Balance. Balance is only good if your HP is really high. What that does is Balance will do damage based off the amount of HP you've lost compared to your max HP. So, let's say for example you have like your max HP is like 1,000. You're down to like 100 HP. If you were to use Balance, you're doing 900 damage because that's the amount of HP you've lost. And you should be able to do the math pretty easily from there. Balance, I've always thought, was an interesting spell in Final Fantasy 12. It's potentially great. It's just that your physical attacks and your other magic spells can do way more damage. Balance is only great if you're in a situation where you have high HP but low level, you're taking on a boss, and Balance can just do the most amount of damage possible. Without resorting to healing, of course. So what I did right there, I went around the stairs, and then if you go back around, more undead will pop up. So again, if this is how you want, this is if you're looking to grind, whether it's for money or for experience, this is the place where you can do it, at least for the time being. And again, while you start up and it's also a great way to start up a chain too, because your rewards do get better as you keep the chain up. Alright, I'm almost done with this undead grinding. I'm almost done. With all the exorcisms. Oh, Flare, you're always very useful. Alright, now to the, at least for the time being, the last bit of the Aleutian Mines. There are dungeons that can actually expand a lot further, and as you go to the second part of the said dungeon, you do face much tougher enemies as you go along. But usually in there comes with really, really good rewards, and I can't even talk right now. Yeah, they come with really good rewards, and I think, yes, there's also some hunts you can take on as well. Okay, we're almost at the end of the part. Thankfully, it's not going to be too much longer. For those who are still watching this video and haven't clicked off of it as of yet, I mean, if you did, I don't blame you, because this is a very long part. But for those of you that stuck around with me this whole time, despite me just talking off and on, thank you so much for tuning into this part. Because again, I know this is a bit of an endurance round, but at the very least, you are getting something out of it if you like longer videos. Of course, again, I do like to keep my parts at least within 30 minutes or less. I don't mind going over 30 once in a while, but it's something I don't want to do all the time. Because then, like I said, I don't like running out of things to say. And I don't think I can learn anything else for, is it just me or does everyone have Brawler? I mean, not that I mind it, but I find it a little bit odd that you actually get Brawler, that everyone gets Brawler. I guess just in case you don't like, fighting with your weapons? I don't know. Alright, now we're at the end of the mines, at least for now.
This is what I came here to see.
What's that?
It's nethicite, manufactured nethicite.
Nethicite?
Unlike regular magicite, nethicite absorbs magical energy. This is the fruit of research into the manufacture of nethicite. All at the hands of the Draclaw Laboratory. So this is where they're getting the magicite.
Errand all attended to, then?
Thank you. I'll repay you shortly.
No, you'll repay us now. We have too much on our hands to go on holding yours. So, where did you hear this fairy tale about nethicite? And where did you get that sample you carry? What do you know about the Draclaw Laboratories? Tell me, who are you?
Balthier.
You kept us waiting, Balthier. You slipped away in Albina. We missed you. First the judge and now this boy. The whole affair has a smell of money about it. I may have to wet my beak a little.
Keep your snout in the trough where it belongs. This thinking ill befits you, Begamnon.
Too long have I gone unpaid. I'll carve my bounty out of that boy.
Where's Penelo? We're taking her back.
The girl? Why keep the bait when you've landed the fish? We cut her loose on the way here and then off she ran crying like a babe.
Hey!
After them!
Hey, wait up!
We'll not be able to take them all. Fight who we must, leave the rest.
Alright, so pretty much right here, this is the last bit of the part. All you're doing is just simply running away. There's no point in fighting them. Although I don't think they would hit that hard if you do decide to fight them. But I don't think you would win. At least I never personally tested it. I think if anything, they just makes the battle keep going needlessly. So yeah, that's pretty much it. All you're doing is just simply running away. Thank you for telling me that, Facebook.
It would not seem they follow. We've lost them.
Alright, so that concludes this part here. Again, if you like really long videos, I'm glad you enjoyed it. There will be more along the way. If you don't, I apologize. I'll try to keep them back to how I usually keep them. So, thanks for watching.